Dark times, dark times, dark times, and they all mine. Dark times.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Dark times,
Damn.
dark times, and they
I feel like I've been waiting like 2.5 years to do this shit.
Sounds about right.
I feel like I've asked every couple months. I'm like, "Yo, you ready?" He's like, "Not yet, bro.
Right.
Not yet. We ain't ready for this." This is a one-off podcast. My man Jay, man, how you doing, bro? Good.
Oh, fantastic.
Straight.
Yeah.
Good.
Wonderful day.
We in the all black today. We in the all black.
Always.
I feel like that's
Common theme.
I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah, for sure.
It's appropriate for
So
the dark.
it's dark.
It's dark
Inside.
nigga, and out.
All the way outside.
Nigga, what a nigga say is dark inside and out.
Yeah.
We here with Jay, and we got man, a good friend.
Yes.
Someone that actually I look up to. I look up to him, and
Don't make it weird, man.
no,
I'm playing.
We'll start it off real emotional, nigga. Someone I look up to, someone that I think is dope, a friend of my brother, who's my best friend, someone that I've always thought was dope, and I was actually a fan of before I actually knew you. So I started as a fan, and then I became a friend. We're friends, right?
Yeah, we're friends. Friends.
Just want to make sure, man. You know.
Nah, I appreciate you asking because that's a good question.
That's a weird line.
You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes like someone's like your friend, but you're not their friend. You know, like someone's your best friend, someone calls you their best friend, and you're like,
Oh, the best friend?
who you best friend? Like, you're my best friend.
You're like in the C category, my nigga. Like, I don't know if you're yeah.
Oh man, but
Nah,
we're
yeah,
here with man, André DeSaint with the asterisk on the
That's an accent, bro.
accent.
Nigga said an asterisk.
Yo, what's up, man?
up,
Thank you
dude?
for coming. I'm doing the fake like thing, like we
like
haven't been talking
we
for the
haven't
last
been
2
hanging
hours.
out.
Yeah, for sure. Like we haven't been drinking the whole time.
It sucks because like a lot of the best parts of the podcast are before the podcast.
For sure.
the
Sometimes, yeah.
conversation, bro.
Yeah, but that just happens when when you just have good conversation in general. Like,
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta be like, yo, let's stop talking
Let's
about
go.
this.
Let's just fucking do this shit. Right
Yeah,
now.
which happens like a lot of the time in
It happens
Pure.
every fucking time. I feel like dick. I'm like, don't stop, don't talk.
Right. We gotta shut people
This way.
up. Like,
And then when you start the camera, it's like shit.
then they're dead.
Then
As
they're
shit.
dead.
So like, oh no,
Don't be
I
dead,
had
nigga.
all,
Like-
they had all the
Oh.
energy before. No. We kept it light before.
Man, it's been
this.
a long time fucking coming. Dude, I don't even know where to start. But I think the elephant in the room is that Jay and Andre, you guys were a part of you guys were like really good friends for a long time, part of the same collective
Absolutely.
rap group.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that everyone's thinking about. So, real quick, how did y'all meet each other? How did y'all fucking connect with each other? Like, how did y'all ever meet? I don't know.
So I have a really close family friend in New York that moved down here before I did.
Yo, everybody in Florida always got a New York connect.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
man,
1,000%.
Sure. So I was living in New York, and I call him my cousin. We're so close. So Chev had like moved down here, and he was here for a few years. I came down to visit, and like one of the first visits, he was hanging out with Jay, and they were already rapping together and stuff. So yeah, and then at that point, I was just like, I can rap, bro. Oh shit.
I don't remember how I really met Chev, to be honest with you. Just
You guys went to high school together, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, but
Yeah.
and like we just had mutual friends. I think 50 Cent was like a big thing around that time,
Yeah.
and my memory's terrible. So
Yes, it is.
yeah, it's like one of the
Super trash.
worst. So sorry if I killed this Chev, my bad. But we had a couple of mutual friends, and we started. I was the guy that had like the engineering equipment, so like I was always I was like I had my own computer at the house, so like all my parents never had, you know what I'm saying? So like
He had
I
the
was like
condenser mic before anybody else did.
yeah,
We're
so
like,
I got all the equipment, and I was just so intrigued by rap music. So like I got the engineering equipment, and then I just started recruiting people. Like even before, I won't even say the name of the group.
Yeah, I was young.
Yeah,
I almost had a heart attack. I'm like, bro, chill.
don't do it. So I won't say the name of the group. It was so bad.
Why can't we know the name of the group?
Let's just chill with that.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
chill.
anyway,
Fine.
so I had another group where it was all white boys, right? So we were just rapping
white
off
boys?
beat anyway. So
The white boys.
I would
Duh,
just,
white
I will
boys.
just say it like that. Like I was rapping off beat. I don't even know why these people were even messing with me. Probably because I had the equipment. Anyway, so I befriended them. We started making music, and I met Andre literally online as like one of the 5 or 6 members.
MySpace?
Nah,
No,
this
not
is
even
pre-MySpace.
pre-MySpace.
I
This
was
is like
I was a jit,
AIM?
dude.
This is AIM.
Yes.
Like we met each
Yeah.
Dial up, nigga.
Yeah, real talk. I was a child, bro. Like it was like before.
Oh shit.
Before it was like probably me going into middle school. Honestly, like
I bring up 50 Cent because me and him instantly hit it off because we were both fans of Lloyd Banks, which is like
Why?
what?
whoa.
Don't
Don't
calm down,
slander.
calm down.
Triggers.
The punchline king,
Chill.
calm down.
Chill.
Yeah, you gotta relax.
So anyway, so Lloyd Banks is like a very underground rapper. So I had
Right.
met nobody in school that really knew about him aside from the people that we were close with. So me and him automatically hit it off. He like knew like Lloyd Banks' son and all this stuff. Like he was. Like,
I knew Lloyd Banks' brother.
Brother.
Like from
And son?
yeah. No, I don't even know if he has kids. But like I used to hang out in Southside Jamaica, Queens, and like we would always just be in that area.
Grab a beef
And his
patty from
family.
Golden Crest.
So I immediately was like, oh, I gotta hang out with this guy, right? We could eventually meet Lloyd Banks. So anyway, so we started making songs together, and then instantly, like, me and Andre just grew a bond. Like we were always sending each other music. Like it felt like every other day he had a song for me to hop on or something. So we were just instantly hard workers. So like I just always had a tight relationship with Andre.
Okay.
So just based out of work ethic alone. So.
Because I feel like you guys are pretty like mildly similar in some ways.
Somewhat,
But-
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of differences though,
For
which is why
sure.
we stay close. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
as far as this music stuff goes, especially, a lot of times I'm just like super brash, like, nah, fuck this. This is what I'm gonna make. And then sometimes like a friend like Jay will come in and give me some reality. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, you know, and I don't always listen to that, but you
Dude.
need to have
No,
somebody.
never. He never listened to that.
I'll say that you're an intimidating person to try to call out. Like
I don't know why, man.
I don't know. I've always been scared of like.
I have never have I ever felt like that because I've known him since he was 16. So even when he was like
13.
when he was young, has
yeah, I mean
I hate you.
That's right,
You
yeah.
didn't think I was gonna pull out the has?
Hazard. Okay,
Oh wait, it was Hazard,
it was Hazard. Haz is for short.
bro.
Yeah, Young Hazard.
Yo, I'm so mad right now.
Did you not
That's
think
fine.
that was gonna
I,
happen?
knew, I,
Okay.
I had a
This is-
feeling.
this
I had
is
a
super
feeling.
deep dive.
It's all right.
First time I heard about you is my brother was hanging out at a Brotherhood skate shop
Oh, yo.
for a while. I
Rest
was
in
like,
peace, brother.
like,
That's way
Yeah.
later. That's way later on in the story.
That's later on, but that's
wild
kind of
later.
like I was like, yo, like, because me and my brother would skate like when we first moved here, but like we wouldn't skate. We would like buy the stuff and like kick shit around,
yeah.
and then
I was
later,
a fruit booty. Yeah, I used to grind
The
and
grind.
shit. Yeah, I broke my arm. Like anyway, so that's all
Damn.
another.
And so like when like sneakerheads and skater kind of joined, I was like, yo, what's going on? Like he was skating in like
Those are fun times, dude.
Yo, and I was like, you hang out with Chin and all y'all niggas. Y'all be at
we
Brotherhood.
had Pay Up Skate. You know
Pay Up Skate.
You know that.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, like Diz was the head of Pay Up Skate.
Yeah, Pay Up
Because
Skate.
he was the only one that could jump like, or that could ollie like a 5-stair.
nigga
Like
has
we were
some
like, yo,
long-ass
you
legs,
wild,
though,
bro.
nigga.
I'm chilling
Yeah.
over here.
He could easily dunk, like
No,
with a
no.
skateboard.
The thing about my brother AD is that nigga was so long and lazy, but that nigga can never fucking play basketball. Like,
Ain't that a
like,
bitch?
nigga, you big
Really?
fucker. Nah, nigga.
I felt like I balled with him before, and he could like. play.
He's just tall. He's
Maybe I'm
intimidating.
super trash. I
Yeah,
just thought
he's
he was
super
good.
trash.
Yeah.
No, but that's how I got introduced to you. Was like, I was like, where are you going all the time? Like Brotherhood. He always come on with the Brotherhood's like fucking shirts, and he would kind of like tell me what's going on, whatever. And that's kind of how I introduced to you. And I was a fan first, but so that's not the start of like. I don't even know where to fucking start with.
So
this
like
fucking
after,
con-
so I'll take it from like after that, like we departed from the group that we were a part of. There was about 5 of us, kind of in the same vein as Pay Up. I mean, do you want? I mean, all right, yeah, let's just go there. So me and Andre like we're working so hard on our craft
And we were
all
so
the time.
different too from like the people we were hanging out. We realized quickly like we just weren't cut from the same cloth. Like not on some shade shit, but like at a certain point where like we don't have the same interests. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the only thing we have in common is rap, and like that's not always enough. You know what I'm saying?
You went to Mariner?
No, I wanted to so bad, and I got into when I got to Florida, school choice was still a thing, which I don't think it is anymore. But I wanted to go to Mariner. I got put on the waiting list. I went to Cape High, and then my mom just started hearing about people getting in trouble in Mariner. She's like, "You're staying at Cape High." I was like,
drug school.
Which
all
is
right,
wild
bet.
because Cape High was the
Cape
worst.
High was the nigga with
Yeah, the worst.
their face stomping the curbs.
Yeah,
and shit.
bro.
for
It was-
sure.
McDonald's fights.
Shout out
It
Chris
was
Daly,
nuts.
clean that shit up. Anyway,
Yeah, so I ended up being at Cape High and away from everybody. You guys all went to Mariner.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it was rough, but it was cool because I was like the young kid that had like friends in another school. They were all older. I like went to Mariners homecoming and shit. Like it was tight. And I was pulling up like battle rapping. Like
Yo, I did remember. I put on my first big event ever in Southwest Florida. It was called Battle of the Mics.
oh yeah, you had that at a church,
Bro.
And I couldn't curse.
There was like 400 people there.
It was nuts.
I was a sophomore, bro.
I think I pulled up
I don't
alone.
know. I was a sophomore. My pastor was like, "You want it?" Because I was like working in the youth and shit, and he was like, "You want to do an event?" Like we did battle at the bands for like 4 years straight, and I was like I'm a black kid at a white church, and I'm like, "Yo, like there's like millions of rappers in the city." Yeah. I was like, "Can I do it?" And he was like, "I don't know." Like, and I was like, "They won't curse." I told like it was like King Rock was there. He was Caesar, like Genetics. Busy was was real Busy Crook, Busy Crook. And it was everybody. And I remember seeing you. Did you perform? Mm-hmm. You performed, yeah. You couldn't curse. I remember King Rock brought on like people twerking with like Puerto Rican flags and shit.
What the hell was that?
And we kept stopping the music. We'd be like, "Nah, I can't do that shit." Like,
yeah, it was rough. It was, and the thing is, I don't even think I knew it was like a church event until I got there. Because I was just like, all right, yeah, cool. It's at. Somebody said it was like. It was at the Vineyard, right?
No, it was at the Kingsway in North Cape.
Oh,
Kismet.
yeah. But I just...
What era was this? I don't even know. Like, what music were you performing at that point? Was this pre-My Kicks?
It was probably around there. Yeah. Okay, it was like before we had performance tracks. It was just like back when I still rapped all over the songs.
I feel like we go on so many fucking rabbit holes. Okay, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Yeah, reel it in.
Yeah, we're reeling. Producing right now. So let's talk about the era of pay up, because I feel like we gotta talk about that, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people who are in the city, who've been a part of the city and the culture, I feel like we don't know we know obviously the heyday, but we don't know about what
we do.
I feel like we do. I mean, I feel like a lot of people do. But let's talk about that. What the fuck was pay up game, bro? Like what was that? And at its best, what was it? What were you guys doing?
At its best, it was a group of kids that were ultra talented. Like every single one of us was just sharpening the knife every day. You know what I'm saying? Like going super, super hard in everything, not just music, but we had people that designed shit. Obviously, we did like skateboarding shit. Just everything, man. We had producers. We had all types of different interests.
Because you had
T-shirts.
You?
It was me, Els, Jay. Sherelle, Paris and Peter, or the Silence Killers, Rod, Elephant Inc., and AD was like just family, like
fam.
Yeah,
was
just
he like
fam.
A manager? At
that
some
was
point?
probably
he helped out a lot.
That was all probably second and third generation. We had
that was Final Form pay up. That was the best way I can say. Yeah, that was
because
Final
we've had a quite a lot of shape shit.
Yeah, Busy was a part of pay up early days.
Yep.
He kind of called y'all out in that challenge, the Lionel challenge.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I did appreciate it.
It's,
he made me sound like a boss. I appreciate him.
It's history. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm never. Of course, everybody that was ever involved with us, like as family, you go through your shit. You go through times where you're not that cool or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's history. Everything happened. Everybody's cool. Everybody's good now. I don't. People might not talk every day or whatever, but like I see Busy every once in a while around the city, and like he's doing his thing, and like when I heard that song or the freestyle that he did, it was kind of cool because I'm like, it's tight to embrace the fact that it happened. A lot of times people don't, they just act like things didn't happen, and that's kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was at first I thought it was a shot, and I was like, that's and then you guys were like, no, that's homage. Just like I was like, yeah, that actually is kind of dope.
Yeah, it's just talking about what happened, bro.
I appreciated it. I never even told him, but he's gonna see this probably. So
yeah, I didn't tell him. Yeah, I think we're just like that.
Yeah. Like, I think he knows. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So okay, so in that time, and you guys were doing show. I remember I would show up to like what's the cow one, the ice cream place. What's that? Yeah, I would do
Cool Hand Luke's.
Cool Hand Luke's.
Yeah. So one of the
was
biggest things for me, speaking for me, but one of the biggest things for me was just like always performing. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure that you were good at it, making sure that people could. Back then you burned CDs and you just had them at the shows. You know what I mean? Like handing out your CDs, making stickers, like whatever.
But no, that
being tangible.
Don't underplay that, bro, because you guys were ahead of your fucking time with the brand. I show up with the table with you got the pins.
Yeah.
But like that's what rock shows would do. Like punk rockers would have like
I was gonna say that.
Took that shit.
Yeah, because I used to go to a lot of punk shows. I used to go to a lot of like just off kilter, whatever the fuck. Just because you know. living in Florida, you're in a melting pot. You're around a lot of kids that aren't into rap. So if you can pick up on what they're into, pick up on certain things from, I don't want to say other cultures necessarily, but just other walks of life. You know, kids like you said, kids that did rock were so good at making tangible items to attach to their music, and I was just like, yo, we have to tap into that. You know what I mean? We have to. And the thing is, and we were talking about this the other day, but like one of the cool things about being a part of a collective is any cost was split in 7. You know what I mean? If something cost $100, I might not have $100 to spend on it, but there's 7 of us now. You know what I mean? So
it was easy to mob, and everywhere we went, we had 2 extra friends. So it's like we mobbed
that just wanted to
5.
just wanted to be there. You know,
but the downside is you got to split that 7 ways too. But you didn't care at the time.
I mean, it never was really a factor at that point. It was really about making noise. It was really about starting to grow the momentum and attraction.
Figure it out.
Yeah, and then figure it out as we went. You know.
But so it's like 7 of y'all. Okay.
Right.
How do you guys manage the personalities, the intentions?
Roast each other.
Yeah.
All the time.
For sure.
Like that might
to the point of where we were not cool at a certain point. Like there would be errors where the group would be split in half because of what somebody had said. You know what I'm saying? Like the dynamic was interesting all the time. Like well, I mean, we were always cool. Don't get me wrong. Like we all loved each other on stage. You would never know the difference. But there was times where you
two are the probably the least sensitive, emotional, not emotional intelligent. I think you guys both are very self-aware. But you two seem like the more the least emotional of the group.
Well,
so I wouldn't.
You wouldn't
say
that?
No.
I wouldn't say that. Just maybe we hit it better. Maybe like it didn't come out, but no, I'd be crazy to say that because there's definitely times where, shit got to me, you know, and to be honest, that's probably one of the only mediums where I felt comfortable enough to talk about how I felt or to like be mad in front of people, or be upset in front of people, or whatever. So that's how I knew it was my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I wouldn't say that I was less emotional. I think. Maybe I just.
And if you've ever met Els, there's no way that you can go through a roasting session without being pissed. Oh my god!
Yeah,
dude.
Els is the only person that can roast me, and I'll probably just like call it a night. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head home early because I've done Els. I've gotten Els. I've gotten in my bag with Els. He sharpened my sword.
I'm gonna link the interview to Els to this podcast because it just shows how funny it is. But really? I'll say this: one of the biggest moments I felt of you guys, I felt the momentum was Stampede, was Savannah.
That was like the culmination of everything.
Bro, yeah. I'm telling you, I've never been a fan as much as I've been a fan of anyone.
And that Stampede show is so sick, bro. Like
it really was.
Yeah, it was. So to me, the whole thing behind Stampede was. The whole overall theme was just taking over. You know, that's what a Stampede is. It's like you just fucking just busting through the doors. What, you know, nobody could tell you shit, whatever. That at least was my interpretation of it. But at the time, it had gotten so easy for us to make good music. Like it felt unfair. You know, like I would be like, yo, come through my house. Everybody would just come to my house or whatever. Peter and Paris would make 8 of the most fire beats we've ever heard, and you know what I mean.
It was ridiculous.
It was stupid, bro.
Yeah, like world class beats. Like till to this day, I think that they still haven't gotten the shine that they deserve. Their Billboard producing type of.
It's nuts, and then it was almost like a cheat code, bro. So like, and then to me, 4 incredible writers and rappers, all just writing a song, trying to come up with the best song we can, to the point where. We would make more than we need and cut back on it. A verse might get cut. You know, we might shorten this, we might shorten that, whatever. So to me, it was just like, it was a cakewalk at that point. The least of our worries at that point when we made Stampede was the music because it was the easiest part of whatever we did.
Absolutely.
That's why we concentrated on everything else. The music was second nature. Man, we were just like making shit.
And you guys' brand, I've never seen anything like the video. I'll link that. I gotta link a bunch of shit, but the video,
the Stampede
itself,
video,
with the text that follow that like sort of like keyed with the people and like.
And that was another cheat code we had too. Was we had like real life nerds that like Paris researched how to do that shit for like a month.
I mean, Paris makes a living off that today.
It was like
Yeah.
Ratchet,
Yeah.
and it like brought the like explanation.
It followed that
like,
girl.
Ratchet?
Yeah.
Like that was.
She was mad
bro,
about that.
like
Fantastic.
that was
She was
crazy.
mad. Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
But the camaraderie was the biggest thing for me. Was like, yo, there's a group of people. It's hard, 7 people on the same page about one thing.
We were never all on the same page. To be honest with
No?
you, like we were, but we weren't. Like we all knew that we all had one major dream. Our dream kept us together. Like,
Yeah.
we moved in faction because we knew that what
It kept
each of
us sane.
Yes.
Too. Because a lot of times you get into these situations and you might get into like a heated argument, a heated debate with somebody or whatever. But just like at the end of it all, it's like, yo, we got to make this music, man. We got to figure this shit out. We got to get rich. We got to whatever, you know. And that was the glue that kept us together. It kept us like from going absolutely insane. Because rappers, especially, I don't know what it's like with rock groups. I don't know what it's like with singers like Fifth Harmony or whatever. But you got that many like egotistical artists together. It's dangerous, bro. Like I for one think that I am better than everybody in the room all the time, and everybody else should and does feel the same way.
1,000%.
So
I still think I rap better than Andre. I will tell you that right now.
he tells me that.
Put in the comments.
No,
who
no,
raps better? Who raps better? Jay.
I mean, go listen to the last project. I have the best verse on his last
What's the last project?
Quit your job.
Quit your job.
He swears he
job.
bodied me on
I
grind.
wanna know
I
right
bodied
now.
him on Grime. I'm sorry, y'all didn't know his mouth, but like I bodied this thing.
Everybody
Anyway,
knows your mouth, nigga.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But that level of competition is something that never died. Even like we'd have moments where we weren't talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be awkward silence in the room just because we're mad at each other. But then like we finish up a song and you might just like get a yo, I bodied you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We might not be talking all day, but I'm gonna let you know, like
For sure.
I got one off.
got
on
you.
you know,
And,
so,
and,
like,
and admiration as well. Like I mean, I could be pissed off somebody and tell them that they did a great job as well. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
yeah.
or you know, I think sometimes we teetered with competition as well as constructive criticism really well, and maybe even to a fault later on. But I felt like we were always an open book. I felt like we always were trying.
Yeah.
At least me, you know, from me,
Yeah.
I'm very constructive. I try my best to be mean, but with all good intentions.
No, for sure,
you know what I'm
for sure.
saying?
You definitely. It's always hard to figure out what the intentions are and what the action is. Just try to separate. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's always hard to accept.
And I'm not the one that'll give you a
intentions and
disclaimer, so
action.
I could understand why.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like, hey, look, I mean well, but fuck, you know, like,
Yeah, no,
what you doing
right.
is shit, you know, like, it's
Right.
just like, you know, what you doing is shit.
But at the same time too, though, like at least from my perspective, I know I was super stubborn and hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Why was that? Why were you? What about you was like that?
So one of the things that I had to come to terms with in being like in a collective is people would tell me like, you have like leadership qualities, and I didn't want to. Like I just always felt like we were one. You know what I'm saying? Like people would say shit like that. Like, yo, if you're not like 100% there, like we're all off. And I didn't like that. I felt like if I had an off day, you should be able to pick up, you know?
Shit.
But
So-
I understood that dynamic though. Like with him saying that out loud right now, I'm just being honest. I knew that about Andre, so I would always make sure. Like that's why I think our relationship is so close, because I had to keep, because my voice was through Andre. Like I felt like I gotta keep Andre in check.
But it's
because
the burden of leadership. It's like
Yeah.
it's the burden that you carry being an influencer, and it's not like, I don't want to say influencer because that sucks.
That's
like,
a weird word
it's
now.
It's a weird
but
word now.
but at its core, I know what you mean.
I get it, because it's like your mood. Like if I'm ever like having a bad day, people are like, "Nick, man, why are you not talking, man? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?" Yeah,
And you don't want that burden. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? So like, it would just get to a point where sometimes I'd be completely off, and I would just want everybody around because I'm like, it'll make me feel better, but it would just bring everybody down. You know what I'm saying? Like, which was super trash. We made bad music when that happened, and you know, it's just. So that turned into like me kind of rebelling against certain things. Like I didn't want to fucking talk about. I just didn't want to like. Well, I don't want to sit here and work on music if everybody's gonna be like worried about me. You know what I mean? Like, it just got really weird because, and that happens when you have a lot of people together. So to your point of like, how do you balance that? It wasn't always easy. It wasn't. Anybody in a crew will tell you that.
It wasn't something that we were even conscious of, really.
Yeah.
We just did it, like, because at the end of the day, we just looked at each other and was like, well, what's the other option? We're gonna go back to work? No, this is our dream.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna power through this as best
So,
we can.
you know, you sent me the project a couple of days ago. I have it on repeat, and I guess the producer in me is like, wait to talk about the project, but I feel like the most important song to me as a fan, as a friend, is the Dark Time song. And obviously people have heard it by this point when it comes out. But obviously things with Pam got kind of dark with everyone. And my brother being someone a part of it, he didn't really tell me at the time, only after, because I've done interviews with almost,
Your brother is a whole nother dynamic to the story.
I know.
Like there's so much to
Honestly,
this story.
we can go on for
We can
hours.
go on.
Yeah, we zip
but we
through
gotta
it.
produce this shit.
Understood.
So, it obviously got dark. And
For me, and not to cut you off, but that song is about my perspective.
You.
I want to make it clear that I'm not talking for anybody else. Like, I'm speaking for me. Like, I went through a dark time after losing that camaraderie, losing that like family dynamic or whatever. So that song is addressing, at least that portion of the song is addressing that situation the best way I know how, written form and through art form, you know.
Your perspective.
Yeah.
Your emotions.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's for me. I don't know if everybody went through a dark time after. I can't speak for it. I would imagine so. You know, if everybody cared about it the way I think that they did, I think that everybody probably had a moment in time where they're like, damn, like, you know, I kind of missed that shit. Like, that was like the best, you know? So that's from my perspective, but you can finish it yourself.
No,
I just wanted to clarify that before.
Great clarification. But, man, I think I've been waiting, because I've interviewed Paris. Unfortunately, that never came out. I've interviewed Peter. Unfortunately, that never came out. I've talked to Sherelle, talked to Els, and I've talked to my brother. So and I've talked to Jay multiple times off camera. So it kind of comes down to like, Andre,
Yeah.
like, your perspective and your story about it. But bro, I'll tell you this, man. It was sad for me to see like, damn, like it's not happening anymore. Like, pay. I genuinely, before there was Backhouse, there was Pay Up. Before there was, like, y'all were the first group of people, like, I really believed in. So, like, what the fuck happened, man? What happened? I know it's a super big question.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna be able to answer it, but, like, for the people, for me, like, what happened, man?
I think one thing I want to make super clear is that I don't want to come off like I'm speaking for everybody at all in this situation, because there's so many angles to look at it from. There's so many emotions involved. There's so many other people involved that I would never want to speak for somebody else. I could tell you from my perspective of it is that we all started to grow into a certain plan for ourselves that didn't align with the plan that we had for the group. You know, like maybe speaking for myself, I didn't always want my music attached to somebody else's music. At one point, I got to that point where I'm like, you know, sometimes I make like weird shit or some whatever, and I didn't feel like it can coexist in certain realms with the crew. And I know that at some point I started thinking more along the lines of me, and I'm sure other people started feeling that way too. So it got to a point where we weren't on the same page, and on top of that, which, you know, you're never really on the same page all the time, but on top of not being on the same page, none of us were making that effort to reel it in either, because before it was like, if somebody's not on the same page, you just nudge them and be like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, we need to get back to this. Write a verse. Like, you know, here's a beat. Go in our Dropbox folder and write a song, you know? But it got to a point where we weren't on the same page, and people were just like, well, guess we're not on the same page, and just going about their business. And it was ultimately that was our demise. And it's not really ever something that we sat down and talked about. One of the lines from Dark Times is that I found it strange we never talked about it, because it's something that we never really talked about. It diffused, and we probably had our individual conversations. I've talked to Jay about it. I've talked to Sherelle about it. I've talked to Peter about it. I talked briefly to Paris about it. But, like, we've never collectively,
Like,
figured it out. Yeah. And it's
that's kind of weird to do, and that's kind of hard to do. Like, you can have a council. Like,
Well,
what's going on?
I mean, it takes like a certain. I don't even know the word really. Like, yeah, I mean, it takes like a selflessness. It takes like, okay, I'm willing to hear everything that was wrong with me about that situation.
Yeah,
right?
everybody's gonna have to just take shots to the chest.
Yeah, because
you know what I
I'm
mean?
literally
Like,
hearing what
yeah,
You did
what you
wrong.
did, what you
Right.
did to speaking for myself, and I'm gonna say that a lot. I don't, we could turn that into a drinking game, but speaking for myself, I don't necessarily, or I don't know if I've ever been ready to hear why everybody thinks I was a part of ending the thing that mattered to me the most.
Interesting concept.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's just it's a weird.
My therapist likes to ask me, "What do you think you did wrong in this situation?"
fuck-
and I'm like,
fuck
"Fuck
that,
you, nigga!
dude."
I paid you. I pay you for this shit. You
gonna make me the enemy?
You gonna make me? Nigga? Like,
Nah, that's tough, and I could sit here and completely lie like I'm ready to hear that shit, but it's not fun, it's not easy, and it's not like desirable.
Yeah.
Like I can theorize like where I fucked up in a bunch of different situations, not just that situation, in life in general. Like you could look back and be like, man, I probably shouldn't have done
hindsight's
this.
20/20.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just one of those things that for me, I've chosen to just suck it up and move forward, and I still got love for everybody, and I still, check for everybody's shit, and
I have a dream one day that I'll have you guys all at a table, man. And it'll be like a really dope meal, nice guys on the table. You know what I'm saying?
cut the check,
the
bro.
Shit. Yeah, but like
I'm
I feel like
kidding.
one day I cut the check, man. One day I'll be good.
I'm kidding.
But one day I feel like we're gonna all be on one table and just talk about the shit. But I don't want to spend too much time on that because there's a lot more going on than just that. But I definitely feel like there's a lot of people who's like, what happened? So after that, was the first thing you released is Don't Quit Your Day Job after that? What was the first thing you released after kind of like the split?
No, Quit Your Job came out.
That was Pay Up.
Yeah, towards
That was
end,
Pay
I
Up.
think.
Okay.
This is first out.
So okay,
effort
so
afterwards.
what? So
This is my first project.
This is your first project after,
Yeah,
Yeah.
nigga. You know how long that's been?
yeah. It's been a while. So after
But he's notorious for this.
Yo,
you know how,
ODNT took like 3 years,
like
to
6
come
years.
out.
It became an inside joke. Like
Yeah.
me and Els would roast this nigga forever on that shit.
and like internally, ODNT we just replaced Detox with ODNT.
1000%.
It
Dre was just
became
like
that.
synonymous.
Yeah, it was just
So
it was an
good.
easy layup. So after that whole thing happened, I stopped releasing music for a minute because I was trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to like understand not how to function, but how to navigate on your own. Like, and that's not hard for me as a human being, but like you got to understand too, like I'd put a song out and people would just be like, "Oh, yo, Andre from Pay Up just put a song out." And I'm not going to put out a statement, like I'm not going to write a paragraph on the notes app about that, but like
Shout out Drake.
yeah.
That shit is garbage.
Yeah.
That shit is so garbage.
So it took some time for me to just figure out how I wanted to navigate that whole situation, and then also to a point, to be completely real, I was trying not to think about it too, because I'm like I don't want that to be the core of everything, and that's why it was important to me to address it on the first project I released, because one, it was natural, after making a certain amount of music, you have to talk about shit that like actually matters to you.
But bro, you talked about it in a way that was like, and I admire it, and I'm proud of. I mean, proud of. Saying proud, it feels like I'm like trying to be your dad or something. But like, and I'm like proud as a friend, man. Like, you approached it in a way that was like emotionally healthy and vulnerable. Like you expressed, like, no, I miss that shit, man. Like, because a lot of people we especially as men, we like to hide like hurt with anger.
Yeah.
Fuck you, nigga.
And that's why,
Yeah.
and to be real, that's why that song almost didn't come out. You know what I mean? I made that song and I was like, cool, like,
Yeah.
but then, I listened to it like on my own, like after making it, and I was like, it made me feel a certain way, and I was like, man, like this could probably make somebody else feel this way about their situation. Like it was funny when I re-recorded it, like in the studio, Eddie Rock was there, and like one of the times we let it play and it like faded out, and he's like, man, I want to call my homeboys, bro. Like, and we laughed, but it was just like some real shit. It was like, damn, like that, if I can have everybody kind of think about their situation in that way after they listen to that song, then I feel like I've not only helped myself in my situation and talking about it, getting it out. But if I could help somebody else with their shit and have them think about the same thing, then even better, bro. Like,
no, man, I applaud you. I mean, obviously you don't need it, but like I applaud you on that, and that's the track I go back to. Obviously, before we get into the project, though, man, like I feel like there's been like this like not exile, but like this wilderness phase for you of like coming out of Pay Up. You know, me becoming really good friends with Jay over time, seeing like how you've even come out of that phase of like having to sort of like reevaluate your life and like what you want and blah blah blah. Like, cause I know like for y'all, those are your best friends. You guys are best friends for that time.
Absolutely.
So for you, Andre, how have you been able to exist in this sort of like post Pay Up, and then also like with the new kids and artists and still make music and still want to, like how's that been for you, man?
So the number one thing for me in navigating that, pretty much everything you just said, is to not let it be a factor in the actual music, right? You know, you'd be lying if you said you weren't aware of what was going on. You know, I'm seeing like all these new faces and all these new people that like I wasn't familiar with before, and I'm like, oh, this is tight, you know. And I think that was the best foot to put forward, to just be like, oh shit, this is cool. Because I think if I would have approached it the other way, where I'm like, oh man, this new scene, like, you know, it would have been detrimental to me.
Yeah, but to be fair, like we've always been adaptive. Like I feel like we were always ahead of the curve, and even now, I bet you still feel like that when you're listening to music. Like you know what's gonna be hot before it becomes hot. Like you still put us on to match. Shit. Like,
yeah. I think that I've always possessed that like. I guess it's a skill, you know, or just a gift or whatever.
It's an innate.
Yeah, it's an innate thing that I have.
It fucks with me that you'll be able to keep this, like, the Andre factor is still a thing. Like, we're like,
well,
if Andre says something or shows up or posts something, it's like, it matters. I'm like, why the fuck does it matter, though?
Well, he just has to beat on it. Like, but the thing is that, like, he's not always right. Don't give him that.
He's not always right.
He's right. But he's right.
I feel like he's right.
I don't even think that. I don't even think that. See, that's our dynamic. Like, I don't know.
That's because we're friends, bro. Yeah.
That's why you're
like. Jay tells me everything that I like and do is trash.
No, but there's a lot of things that he puts me onto. I won't say that. He is a tastemaker. I will.
Put me on the Tierra Whack.
That's true. 1,000%.
But that what is it about you that is able to keep that cool factor no matter what you do? I know it's weird.
I mean,
talking about it.
I appreciate that compliment, and I appreciate the sentiment, but like, I can't speak on that, dude.
You can't.
I can't speak. That's not. Yeah, that's not for me to say. Like, tricky. I try to apply a blanket rule to myself in general. So like, always keep integrity. Like, if I tell you I like your song, I like your song. If I don't say anything, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I try to make sure that there's 100% truth in every opinion that I put out into the universe. And I think eventually people pick up on that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like,
I got my whole style from him. Like that's literally how I live my creed and code by too. Like he told me the cosign is like one of the most important things in life.
Yeah, bro.
So I take that very serious. So like, artists out there, if I put my stamp on it, like for curate, you know what time it is. Like you got to push the button. It means something.
It. Yeah, you're not an asshole for not liking something. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like if somebody thinks that you're like shitty for not liking something or for not like standing behind it or whatever, they're corny. That's my
1,000%.
take on it. Because like, even my closest friends, have I ever in my life been like, yo, why aren't you posting my music?
Never gonna ask me why I didn't post anything.
I will never ever worry.
That would be so.
And if you ever like something, I'm always like, this is dope.
Yeah.
I did something.
I think that's like, if you're a creative person, that's almost as important as money, you know, when you, because now you see, and this is like on the business side of things, but now you see people being able to take that stamp of approval that they've built value behind and turn it into millions of dollars.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So like, that should be important to everybody.
If Khaled retweets something, it's like a $10,000 tweet, you know, like
right, you know, the Jenner girl, I forget, it's either Kendall or Kyle, but it's like what, $250,000 for an Instagram post. Wow. And that's because like, if she posts it, like, well, and then again, that's more so if she posts it, it's gonna be visible. But like, that's probably a bad example. So, but
okay, so what do you think about like Backhouse when they came? Because that I feel like was like the next era of like, okay, we got some other people doing some dope, making some
Yo,
music.
actually,
Tell the
what
truth.
happened-
I put you on
like,
the
what-
Dominic
what-
fight.
what-
Let's
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest.
Jay put me on the back house early too, but contrary to what you just said, they actually existed at the same time.
Backhouse and Pay Up. existed
So
at the same
I
time.
was talking.
Yeah, actually.
I was
But
talking.
we
to
weren't
Slight,
aware
yeah,
at
we
the
weren't.
same
We
time.
weren't
Okay,
aware.
okay.
I
We-
found out about them like later on, a couple months.
But
later.
then going back and listening, I was like, oh shit, this came out the same time I put this out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
So I was talking to SLYTE the other day actually, and we came to the conclusion that we performed at the same Rolling Loud on the same stage.
Wait,
Right.
Didn't
what?
know about each other. Yeah.
for
So like,
sure.
I was
they-
at that Rolling Loud.
Yeah,
For
they,
sure.
they were
It was
too.
raining.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
They
yeah.
performed on that same stage, like
Yeah.
the same day. Everything. Yeah, crazy, right? Like
That's wild.
fucking 40 minutes away from each other as far as like home base and but yeah, so when Jay put me on to Dom first was the first thing he exposed me to, and then from there I kind of did my research and figured out who was all part of it. Like I was just like, man, this is fucking sick. Like, you know, I felt like and they're younger than us, so I
Yeah.
felt like they to an extent, and this is saying a lot from an artist, but like I felt like they did what we were doing a little bit right, like a little bit more right sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh shit, like these kids got it, like they figured it out. You know, and I don't mean to say kids, but like I'm just saying
Yeah,
in general,
yeah,
like
yeah, for sure.
But they have a great understanding of like quality, presentation, versatility, just they're fucking brilliant, bro. Like straight up, like everybody involved, Sino, Ike, Dom, SLYTE, and now like Last Minute Customer, Bill.Suave as well. Like they fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
They do.
so.
And they have a good circle of influence because even people like Phil and D who's around and Yeek who seems to know them and stuff
Phil
like that.
Endel, actually.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, that's how you say it.
My bad though.
I just want to make sure. You gotta put some
Yeah.
respect. I gotta put some respect on his name. He's
I
fire,
would have said
dude.
it worse.
Yeah.
He's fire. Interstate is such a tight ass song. Blind is so crazy. Like he's so talented.
It's crazy that Naples is literally like 45 minutes, and you know
interesting.
that it just like overlapped as it did.
And
you know?
and to your point earlier too, you were saying about how you feel about whenever I say something or I like something, like it's, you know, whatever. I feel that way about SLYTE. I feel that way about Backhouse. Like when I see them post something, I check it out automatically. I feel like they don't support anything that they're not 100% behind.
Oh, for sure.
And that is a big
Yeah.
part of the respect that I have for what they do. And
It's
what they have
integrity.
going on.
It's like you don't even want to associate yourself with somebody who's not of the same type. That you know what I'm saying? Like their opinion matters, and when they outspeak, it means
sure.
something. You know.
So, okay, so like with Backhouse, you got Backhouse, obviously, which is like the evidently obvious local fire. What do you think about the rest of, like, so as you're in this phase now, before you release this project, obviously, like, what's the climate for you? Like, how do you feel out the climate of like releasing a project? You're late 20s?
Sure.
Okay, cool. See, I'm still protecting your image. I'm not gonna put you there.
This
Okay,
guy.
So you're late 20s. You see these young niggas doing shit. You know, obviously, shout out Bugsy. He interviewed you like that, talking about like
Yeah, that was a great.
that was a great interview.
Yeah.
That was a great interview. And so referencing the like the ageism thing, and rap being a young man's game and shit. Like,
Yeah.
how do you reapproach releasing a project and making music? You know, with Ryan, it's obviously shout out Ryan, but like,
Yeah.
how does that work, man?
So, one of the main things for me is not having a conversation about it when you're making music. Like, I try to keep all of that shit out of the music making itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try not to think about.
We're gonna make a smash.
Right.
We're gonna make a
Yeah.
smash.
That conversation is not allowed. Like, if Ryan ever says, "Yo, let's make a banger," I'm going home. Like,
Ryan is
you
saying
know?
that in his head though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
On the lowest of keys, he really is.
That's
Nice
hilarious.
ad lib.
But yeah, it's just like I try not to think about that. I try not to think about the climate in which I'm in. I just try to make music, bro. Like if I like it, that's the first step. I have to fucking love it because I know for sure that I'm gonna show it to Jay and he's gonna tell me what's wrong with it. So if I don't fucking love it before I even get there, it's never coming out. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the first step of making music for me. And outside of that, I mean, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I just don't care about any of that other stuff. I'm not worried about how it's gonna exist.
You don't feel like the clock's ticking on you, though? You don't feel like that shit, though?
No, because I don't make music for today. Like I make music to exist. Like if I make a song, I want to be able to proudly show it to somebody in 5 years and say like, this is a song I made. I don't ever want to be like, yo, this is some old shit. Like I make better music now.
How you feel about my kicks now? No, I'm just joking. My belt.
Illin? What about Illin?
No, chill out.
Yo, honestly
my
though,
fault.
for real, like even those songs that I might cringe at when they come on, like I listen to them, like I could write. Like
Yo, DJ Quest still gives you props for my kicks
I know.
today. Like this week.
You were
he's
definitely
like,
so 89.
No, but like I try to make music that can exist in any time. I try to not follow whatever like musical trends are going on and all that stuff, because I think that's detrimental to your bottom line. You know, so we have this craze going on right now where songs are blowing up like a year or two after they get posted on SoundCloud, and it's because those songs don't exist in a specific time frame. You know what I'm saying?
Boot Up is like a year later.
Yeah, but Boot Up is a traditional R&B song. That song could have came out in 97.
oh, for sure.
And it would have popped, and it could probably come out in 2027
Right.
and still be
It's a
tight.
classic song.
Yeah, and it's just those are the things that I think matter. You know, you make a song that can exist whenever, and that will speak for itself.
Generation Y. Is that a song?
Of mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs ever. I was like, I wanted to say Generation X, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Generation Y. Bro,
a deep cut.
I still listen to that song, and that means a whole lot.
Yeah, thanks,
it's a
man.
timeless
I haven't heard that
song.
song in years.
That's a timeless. I remember exactly what I listened to.
Timeless? Stop.
It is, bro.
Yeah.
What?
This
This is why.
No, all
this
day.
is why
That's
Pay
why
Up-
it's a Lucy.
This is why
and
Pay
not
Up
on
broke
track,
up.
'cause I said
This
something.
is why, man. You don't recognize greatness when you see
No,
that play.
chill.
Nah, he keeps it real.
I like it, bro.
But also,
I love that song.
also,
The meaning
yeah.
of it,
It's chill. I was like,
sound of
Yeah.
it. Fuck you. All right.
but go ahead.
I was listening.
I'll let you get in your bag.
I was
My
listening to
fault.
a lot of abs.
Motion bag, bro.
I was listening to a lot of Absol when that song came out. When I made that song.
Okay, I don't like that song then. I'm playing. I love Absol.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you are, 2019.
It's hot in here, dude.
It's hot, man. They got a lot of lights.
You got a
They
long
lot of
story on.
lights. I'm like a couple of cups of Bacardi in. I don't know. It's the only thing I had on top of my
I had
fridge.
a refill.
So man, you got this project coming up, man, and dude, fucking, it's been a long. How many years?
The last project I put out was 2015.
15.
All right, 2015.
3 years.
So
4 years.
That's a couple
4
years.
years.
I can't even out count. I'm a little drunk.
But I put shit out.
You put shit out. No, you
Yeah,
put out songs.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
did
Slick
shows.
Rick is a fucking banger.
Slick Rick, yeah. Okay, but how do you decide?
That you want to put a project out.
Like, no. How do you decide like what songs and what content? Where people were waiting for so fucking long, and you put out a 4-track project, an extended
Please
play.
explain.
How the
Wait.
He's so
fuck
mad about it.
I said
Figure
the same.
out.
I said the same.
What
shit.
to put? What to talk about? Like how to like?
Yeah. So my creative process was, I made a good amount of songs. Like I'm not one to like make 20 songs and pick 5. Like that's not me. But I'll make enough to where 2 or 3 of them can not make the cut comfortably and probably still be good later on or whatever. So I made a good amount of songs, and then I was just like, which one, what out of these songs displays what I can do the best in the quickest amount of time. We're in a time, and this is like a beating a dead horse, but we're in a time right now where people don't pay attention for that long. Realistically, I don't fucking listen to songs that are more than 3 minutes long anymore. Like, you know, there's so many. It's like a FOMO thing, you know. It's like there's so many songs out there. There's so many songs to get to, so many albums to get to. Every Friday there's like 4 albums at least that you're dying to hear. You know what I'm saying? So like, I try to think about that. If there's anything that's calculated about my music making now, other than whether or not I like it, is thinking about the fact that people don't have time to listen to everything that they want to listen to.
So you gotta get it in quick.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like I displayed my skill set in a short period of time on this project. You know what I'm saying? I was able to
Went different ways.
Yeah, I went different ways, and I did what I wanted to do. I said what I wanted to say. That's another big thing, is like making sure you say what you want to say. If I write a song that's a minute long, and I'm fine with releasing it as long as I said what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, if if it takes me 5 minutes to say what I want to say, then cool. But if I can get it done in a minute, I'm cool with that too.
I want to punch in right here as a disclaimer because I know that André DeSaint fans are probably throwing shit at their computer right now. And they're probably so pissed because this nigga took 4 years to give you 4 fucking songs. I want you to know, as one of his closest friends, that I feel you, bro. And I will tell you that almost every 2 weeks do I call this guy and say, where's the album at? Where's the album at? Where's the album at? So there is somebody in his ear on behalf of you that wants more André DeSaint. I really want you to know
a year
that.
for every song. That's trash.
I know. Isn't that fucking terrible?
Why it's dark outside? And so, if anyone knows me, I'm like super advocate for like mental health and stuff, right? So like dark outside. Obviously, you probably can't just say what the thing's about, but obviously in the project you got a lot of things you're dealing with inside. Yeah. And how have you been able to navigate the dark shit inside of you, man? Like,
that's still in process. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what that song is for, right? Like in the hook, the hook says dark times and they're all mine. It's like about owning it. You know what I mean? Like
they're yours.
Yeah, they belong to you. Right. Like that. I think that's the first step in dealing with like any type of dark situation. Like recognizing that this is what it is. You know, to moving past anything is understanding that it's happened. You know what I mean? So like the situations that I address in that song, and it's not just about the paper situation. There's like life shit in that song too. Yeah. This is what's going on, and I need to figure out how to get to the next step.
Was the first verse of Dark Times about you and your relationship?
Yeah, it was about like a rough time.
Rough patch.
And a rough patch in a relationship. And it's funny because I remember like the time frame where I'm kind of referring to, and I had those bars or not bars. I hate saying that. Like it makes me sound so forever. I had those words like floating around in my head at the time, and it took forever for me to even want to put it in song form. But yeah, that part of it is dealing with it, and my favorite part of the relationship aspect of that song is personally I think it's better than complaining for sure. Like to me that's such a powerful thing. It's like, yo, we could either fucking sit here and be upset, or we could just figure it out and move forward. And that's kind of the whole theme of It's Dark Outside and Inside too. I think thematically my music has grown to be pretty dark in nature, not content wise, but sound wise. You know, we try. Ryan especially uses a lot of like dark synths and like low end. He's very like low end heavy, so the songs just come off like grimacing. You know what I'm saying? And that is a part of what we do together. So I wanted to address that, and in the title it addresses that, and then it's kind of like a footnote, like and inside too. Like I got some shit to say too. Like so that's kind of like the whole theme of it.
I thought that he was trying to bite off DMX.
Yeah,
It's Dark and Hell It's Hot.
Yeah,
You don't remember that album?
I slip in the phone. I can't get up. Bro.
Okay, but you didn't think of that the second that you heard that album title?
No, I mean
that was on Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. By the way.
Okay, fuck you, man.
Yeah, what the hell? You
don't even know.
Name 5 songs.
Poser.
Man, I suck, bro.
I know.
I mean, I think that like even the album cover, it seems like you have like all these different faces. One screaming. I mean, they're all kind of like just seems like pain. Right?
Wait a minute,
like,
the album cover.
Yeah.
Who made the album cover?
Jack Merton. He's out in the UK. Shout out my boy Jack.
Okay,
you were the first person to use that person, no? Because I've seen his artwork around a little bit in the local scene, no?
Yeah.
How'd you meet him?
I found his shit on Reddit. I think I was like just scrolling through. I don't know what subreddit it was, but I came across a picture he did of Frank Ocean, and I thought it was super fire. And I like just searched him on Instagram, found him, hit him up, and then we started working together. He did some stuff for like some events that I'd planned. He did some flyers and stuff like that. We just kept in contact. But yeah, he's been doing shit for other people.
He did shit for your shit, right?
He did for John's podcast.
For John's podcast.
Yeah. He's super talented, man.
I've been meaning to reach out for some shit, but
he's super tight, dude. He's super tight. I mean,
he's from the UK.
Yeah.
Even the yellow like background, I know you're super intentional. So I'm like, why did he have like dark faces, like super gray, black, and then he has this out like. I mean that.
What's your interpretation?
My interpretation is like
He's on Curate's dick.
I take a mental man fucking shit, bro. Nigga, what the fuck?
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
hilarious.
No, but I mean, it seems like in the midst of it, it's dark inside and outside, but there's also like really a lot of good, a lot of good around it. And in the midst of it, like you're in a relationship, bro, you're making dope music, you got a dope job. I know you're really good with money. You got a lot of stuff going for you. At the same time, shit can be really dark, and it's like the dichotomy and polarization of like life, man. Like,
yeah, it's a juxtaposition of it all. I feel like the most healthy that I've been as far as like, I guess mentally, is just understanding that all that shit can exist at the same time. I think that everybody goes through a phase where they're just like, why do I even have to be like upset ever? I want to just be happy, but that's like not realistic and shit. You know what I mean?
Even I can't do that.
Yeah. But I think one of the biggest things is figuring out that that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It's, and I don't want to come off preachy, but like, it's fine to not be good all the time. To me, at least. I know some people don't agree with that. Some people are like, you need to find a way to like.
Yeah.
Be better.
They wouldn't agree with themselves though.
Yeah, realistically, like I think that's unhealthy. And at least for me, as somebody that is a creative, I kind of need those fucking dark times, dude. Like I create my best stuff during that.
Well, it's super relatable is what it is.
Yeah,
it becomes like something that binds us because all of us can fake like we're good, but really what binds us are some of the dark times too.
Yeah. And figuring out that like somebody else might be going through not the same situation, but something that they can apply to it. You know what I mean? Like you put out these sentiments and like somebody feels that way. Referring back to what Eddie said about like, yo, this song makes me want to call my homeboys. Like I'm talking about my specific friends in that song, and it still made him feel like
because it's a human thing, not
right?
Just
it's not a me thing. It's like. Everybody.
It's an everybody thing, man. So with this project, man, like what do you feel like you want to? I mean, I don't even want to ask that. Like, what do you want people to get out of it? But like, what's next for Andre, man? As far as like,
I hate that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate what's next. I hate. I know you will. I'm saying that because I'm your friend and I can make fun of you. But
sure.
So with the project, I just want people to listen to it, bro. Like honestly, like, and I know that's like a cop-out answer to some people, but I really just want people to listen to this shit. Like, to me, it's a fun listen. It's a quick listen. It's like, it has something for a lot of different types of listeners, a lot of different types of what people expect from me and what people want from me, but also like what somebody that's never heard my shit before can enjoy too. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just always what I try to do if I do come out with the project, whether it's 4 songs that some people are not happy with or whether it's fucking 15 songs or whatever. I try to do a lot of different shit on it, even if I'm only doing it for 30 seconds at a time, So, but as far as what's next, I don't know, man. I'm gonna put this project out and let people hear it and see how people like it and just keep doing what I do and enjoying making music.
I'm so fucking excited you put this shit out, bro. I feel like we have a group chat where I'm like, yo, send me the project. Like, nah, nigga. Or when's the date? Nah, I can tell you what.
You know how long Irene's been asking me for the files, and I gave it to her yesterday. I was like, yo, I can get it to you probably like 2:19 at 11 o'clock. Like,
Hey, you got any
time.
questions for this man before we get one last thing?
Nah, man, I asked this
fucking
nigga
lights
anything.
are so harsh, dude.
Dude, the lights are harsh. I'm drunk. I'm tired. I gotta go.
I gotta finish this.
But Andre, man, like, dude, as a friend, as a fan, I'm super excited. This project is amazing. It's just what I needed. It left me wanting more, which is good. I'm sure you wanted that. But
track 2.
Yeah.
Heater alert.
Dude, Dark Times.
You already listened.
Nah, I put Dark Times on repeat because
Really?
I like to get in my emotions bag.
Really?
So, but
yeah, it's. I think it's one of those songs.
It's a song.
I listened to it at his crib, and I knew that was the last time I was gonna listen to it.
Yeah, maybe you'll do another interview where someone breaks down each track. But I feel like we have so much to talk about. But
bro, there's like. I mean, we might have to do a whole pay-up documentary.
I know. Well,
because there's like literally.
I'm not signing off.
I'm trying to.
I'm not signing off.
You're not signing off. I'm creating it. Like, what could you do?
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. It's dark inside and outside, or dark outside and inside too.
Outside and inside.
And inside too. I know.
And hell is hot.
Go check out OD&T. Hey, it's been a one-off. Thank y'all so
Go
much.
check out Grime because I bodied this nigga.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yo,
share,
shout out to. You don't even ask me, bro. You're terrible. You didn't
Bro,
ask
we-
me if I had shout outs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's your
shout
shout
out.
out?
I'm a rapper, bro.
What's your shout out? Fucking ass.
no.
Well, thank you. Anyways.
I'm joking. No, I appreciate everybody that was a part of the project. Ryan, who I feel like we should have had a whole segment on.
Dude, what the fuck?
Ryan
messed
is
up.
Ryan.
You supposed
is
to ask
like-
questions too, nigga.
I mean, I know all about
Ask
Ryan.
one question.
Ryan is a huge part of this project. He's a huge part of everything I've done for the past more than that, but the stuff that I've released in the past 2 years has definitely been like a collaborative effort between me and Ryan.
Dude, shout out Ryan. Man.
Yeah, he's like, we've definitely gotten to the point where I don't need to explain what I'm trying to do musically when it comes to when we're sitting in a room. He could just figure it out, and it's tight. It's like a tight balance that we have. But yeah, I honestly think that he's like the fucking best. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like he's
Great
really,
heart too, man. Just
really
like
good. Really good
giving,
person,
serve,
yeah.
like, so, dude, man.
But yeah, so shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Siah. Siah produced Dark Times. So Ryan produced the first 3 tracks. Siah produced the last track. Cappy mixed the whole thing. Thank you, Cappy. I appreciate you. Shout out to SLYTE, Sling, and Bill.Suave. Those are the features on the project.
Sling's
Bill.Suave brought it, bro. Yeah, Sling killed it. SLYTE.
That's one of SLYTE's best. That's a top 5 SLYTE.
Top 5
team
SLYTE
with it, bro.
verses.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
Listen.
SLYTE brought that.
I'm glad you
bro.
brought all local dogs. That's dope.
Yeah, and those are people that I really respect. Those people that I vibe
now
with.
I've seen it.
Those are people
I
that
still believe
I
in
listen
every
to their
one
music,
of
bro.
us. I mean that shit.
Task Force
Never
is like
believed the magic.
the hardest
now
song
I
out
see
right
now.
now.
Yes.
Fucking Book of Water is like one of my favorite projects to listen to.
I just know it doesn't feel right.
Dude,
I'm
we'll
just
put the
talking
credits
about
in
my
here.
real life.
Yeah,
But no,
but I just want to make I'm giving people
no, I'm a bad interviewer. For sure.
Dark
We ain't talking
times.
about.
Summer Waves is a great project.
Dark
feel bad.
Night Moves is a hard
and they
song.
all mine. Dark times. Dark times.
You gotta get Ryan on here. He's such a
Fine,
talent,
nigga,
bro.
stop. I love you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Super slappers.
Andre, man, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you. Jay, have a good night. Love y'all.
Go listen to the project.
Curate
Bye.
one off, bitch.
Dark outside and inside too, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you said it right.